While American Horror Story Season 12 Part 2 will return to screen soon, the anthology horror show's latest outing could not arrive at a worse time. American Horror Story Season 12 premiered in September 2023. Telling the story of Anna Alcott, an ambitious actor whose pregnancy is surrounded by strange, dark events, American Horror Story, Delicate was the first season of the series to be based on an existing novel. Author Danielle Valentine's Delicate Condition provided the source material for the season, although American Horror Story, Delicate diverged from the book's plot as the show's twisty story continued. Since American Horror Story seasons are all connected, American Horror Story, Delicate hinted at the possibility of Anna's story intersecting with earlier outings of the anthology show. Thus, there are a lot of exciting things to expect from American Horror Story Season 12 Part 2. That said, the hiatus between the show's first 5 episodes and its concluding half is regrettable. American Horror Story's themes will have been explored by not one, but 2 major horror movies that arrived immediately before the series returned to screens. This could sap the show's storyline of its novelty and effectiveness. American Horror Story Season 12 Part 2 is preceded by 2 pregnancy horrors. Immaculate and The First Omen both mirror AHS 12's plot. American Horror Story, Delicate will return on April 3, 2024, but both the Sydney Sweeney horror movie Immaculate and the franchise reboot The First Omen got to Delicate's pregnancy plot before the season could conclude. American Horror Story Season 12's pregnancy horror storyline was already a risky proportion when the season began back in 2023, since the anthology horror show has never been tactful or tasteful about sensitive topics. The early episodes of American Horror Story, Delicate didn't handle the topic of pregnancy particularly well, but the show wasn't as disastrous as it could have been. Immaculate and The First Omen arriving in cinemas days before the show's return doesn't help. Both movies center around a pregnancy that may be demonic in nature, with Immaculate earning positive reviews and superb box office, while The First Omen has generated a lot of hype for its franchise revival. In contrast, it is tough for American Horror Story Season 12 Part 2 not to feel tired and played out. American Horror Story Season 12's mid-season cliffhanger wasn't particularly eventful. This leaves viewers with little reason to anticipate the show's return, particularly after a pair of pregnancy horror movies. Immaculate's reviews highlight an American Horror Story Season 12 problem. The pregnancy horror's pacing garnered criticism. Although the movie received largely solid reviews, some commentators criticized Immaculate for keeping its truly scary moments until the movie's last few minutes. American Horror Story Season 12 Part 1 has also been lambasted for its glacial pace, but this is a far bigger problem for the series thanks to its longer runtime. While a slow-burn horror movie can often build up to a dramatic ending that is worth the wait, anthology shows need to maintain consistent interest across a 12-episode season. American Horror Story, Delicate has failed this test with little of note happening in the show's first 5 outings. Some of American Horror Story's most disturbing episodes arrived at the beginning or in the middle of their requisite seasons to keep viewers invested in the outing story. In contrast, Delicate Part 1 featured precious few dramatic moments. Anna's miscarriage was a genuinely upsetting twist, but it was undone an episode later and there were almost no substantial scares after this early shock. The subplot with Dex's mother has no relevance to the main storyline so far, Siobhan's blatant villainy has still not been uncovered, and it is painfully predictable that a climatic Faustian bargain is being set up. American Horror Story Season 12 Part 2 has a major pacing flaw. The series has stretched out its story for too long. American Horror Story, Delicate slow-burn pacing is much less effective in the TV format, where it takes multiple episodes for the heroine's pregnancy to even begin. To make matters worse, American Horror Story is usually famous for its fast-paced plotting and wild twists, so this slow, sedate approach is doubly misguided. While Immaculate and The First Omen can get away with taking themselves a little more seriously, American Horror Story, Delicate was expected to be a campy delight. Instead, the season's first half has been a grim slog filled with fake-outs, red herrings, and pointless subplots. While American Horror Story Season 12 Episode 5 revealed Preacher's backstory and saw Siobhan's plan for Anna's future finally kick into gear, there is a good chance that this will be a case of too little, too late in Part 2. After Immaculate and The First Omen gave viewers their fill of spooky, quasi-religious pregnancy horror stories about young women who are preyed on by shadowy cults, Delicate's plot no longer seems original. The season already garnered criticism for its similarities to Rosemary's Baby, so American Horror Story Season 12 Part 2's overly familiar story now feels utterly redundant.